Hey guys, in today's video we are going to explore 3 torturing tactics of a narcissist. Why torturing? Because it all done deliberately, either for their satisfaction, either to break your will. I'm Darina and I'm doing my psychology postgrad in Australia. Let's get started. Firstly, it is crucial to understand that narcissist is an experienced torturer. They don't act out of ignorance or misunderstanding. They know exactly what they're doing, and here is the evidence. A narcissist may insult you with words and behave abusively, but in front of others they act like the perfect partner. This duality shows that they are fully aware that their actions are unacceptable and would be judged negatively by others. They aim to appear perfect for everyone else, but they abuse you in private. To form a bond with you, a narcissist needs you to love them. This is why a victim of narcissistic abuse finds it so hard to leave, even after enduring significant pain. Outsiders might wonder, why don't you just leave? But you might think, but I know we once been in love. I know my partner showed some kindness and affection. I know they are capable of it. So this duality of being nice in front of people, showing random acts of kindness, memories about past good times, and on the other hand, constant abuse, control and gaslighting creates real confusion in victim's head. And the victim thinks, oh, if the narcissist only understood how I feel, if I could explain that what they're doing giving me pain, they would definitely stop. However, a narcissist knows exactly what they are doing. They don't act out of uncontrollable emotions. Instead, they use calculated strategies. Narcissists use your love, openness, kindness as weaknesses to exploit. And this generosity and their generosity and caring at those rare times, just a calculated move to get something from you. By the way guys, if you are getting value from this video, please hit the like button. It will take just 1 second of your time, but it really helps me as a new creator to develop this channel. And tactic number 2 is cognitive empathy and manipulation. Empathy isn't inherently good or bad. It depends on how it's used. Empathy is the ability to understand another person's thoughts and feelings. Cognitive empathy is the type most narcissists usually possess cognitive empathy. This is the dark side of empathy, often found in manipulative professions like salespeople, lawyers, and interrogators. They understand your perspective to manipulate you for their gain. It's not accurate to say a narcissist lacks empathy entirely. They lack compassionate empathy. They don't feel remorse or genuinely care about others' feelings, but they do have cognitive empathy, allowing them to understand how you feel and use that knowledge against you. Narcissists create a state of learned helplessness in their victims, similar to torture victims. This condition arises from constant stress and trauma, leading to a feeling of powerlessness. Even when opportunities for change arise, the victim may not act because they've been conditioned to believe nothing will help. In December 2014, a report was published in the US about enhanced interrogation techniques that are developed by psychologists over many years. These techniques create a state of learned helplessness through torture, when the victim, overwhelmed by suffering and trauma, eventually gives up their autonomy. So you see, a state of learned helplessness is actually a really scary thing, and narcissists try to induce this state in you so that you comply and do not resist their tricks. Learned helplessness manifests in 3 key ways: passive acceptance of abuse, disbelief that actions can improve the situation, and consistently high stress levels. This leads to depression and other mental health issues. Let me quickly tell you about experiments with dogs that demonstrated learned helplessness, and you'll see the similarities to your situation. In 1967, researchers conducted experiment with dogs. They placed them in cages and subjected them to electric shocks. The dogs in the first group could stop the shocks by pressing a lever. The second group had a lever too, but it didn't stop the shocks. The third group, the control group, experienced no shocks. Only the first group learned they had control over their situation. When all the dogs were later placed in a box with low barrier, they could jump over to escape the shocks. Only dogs from the first group did so. The second group, who had learned they had no control, didn't even try to escape. They just lay there, continuing suffering. This is what a narcissist does to you. They use cognitive empathy to become your closest person, the one you turn to for support. Then they teach you helplessness, creating a traumatic bond similar to Stockholm Syndrome. This bond forms when the victim experiences intense emotional highs and lows orchestrated by the narcissist. The abuser becomes both the source of distress and the provider of a comfort, creating a confusing and powerful attachment. This bond makes it extremely difficult for the victim to leave their relationship, as their emotions are deeply entangled with the abuser. I will leave few links to trauma bond videos in the description of this video. And tactic number 3 is emotional blackmail and control. You feel such a strong attachment and loyalty to the narcissist that even though you know you should leave, your emotions keep you tied to them. Narcissists choose victims who are used to responding to kindness with kindness. But every time a narcissist shows kindness, it's because they want something from you, money, help, or just to use you as an emotional punching bag. Answering a narcissist's fake kindness with genuine kindness gets you nothing but more abuse. You won't reach their emotions or make them behave humanely. So do everything possible to avoid interacting with them. Cut them off completely, because they will endlessly use their cognitive empathy to drain you. When you try to cut them off, they'll resist and try to convince you that you are making a mistake. So it is important to name things as they are. Use the language of choice and strengths, not helplessness. Say, I chose to give in this time, instead of I couldn't help but give in. The more you use the language of choice, the more you will feel in control and empowered to make different choices in the future. If you guys want to know more about learned helplessness, click here to watch this video. I also will leave links in the description of this video how narcissistic abuse destroys your health, mental health and physical health. Look after yourself and your loved ones, and I will see you next time.